to the next review on Foose Entertainment. I hope earlier you guys enjoyed the look on how to properly set up your home theater entertainment experience. It's definitely a pleasure making that video. I said I would. Well, let's talk about the final film on Blu-ray and DVD for the current Conjuring universe, which would be Annabelle Creation. This one came out in 2017. Well, let me be the first to say that I did not hate this movie at all. It definitely has a shock value. It's quite scary. It's quite creepy. And very shocking, and is one hell of a really good home theater experience to watch Annabelle Creation. But I cannot stress enough that it did step down a level or two with this movie from the previous three films, which would be The Conjuring, Annabelle, and The Conjuring 2. That said, the shock value is still there. The scare factor is still there. The experience is still there. I think what it missed on is the fact that they had to go so much on a original story level and put so much fantasy into the movie that a whole lot of the film really does not come across as realistic on the scare factor and creepy levels that the first three films did. See, the first three films, everything in those first three movies really happened in the 1970s in real life. So, that said, let's get into the premise of the movie. As I suspected, it takes place 12 years before the events of the first Annabelle movie. So, well, this is pleasure right here. Hello, Sherlock. Say hi to the camera. But basically, it takes place 12 years before the events of Annabelle. And I say Annabelle probably took place roughly 1975, 1976. Which means it took place between 1963 to 1964 when it comes to the events of this movie, Annabelle Creation. The purpose of the film is that we pretty much come across a Midwestern couple who are older to have a daughter named Annabelle. And while on their way home from a church service on, I guess, a Sunday, their car stalls because of a flat tire, and the father tries to change the flat tire, and a bracket goes into the middle of the road, and their daughter, Annabelle, who I believe is 12 at the time, or 6, I say most likely between 7 to 10 years old, actually, goes into the road and gets ran over and killed by a speeding vehicle. And it picks up 12 years later, after the events of that, in which the mom has been horribly scarred and has to wear a porcelain mask similar to the one that Gerard Butler wears in Phantom of the Opera from 2001. Just like that one, actually. And they are taking in a series of orphaned children from an orphanage with a nun. And basically, strange things start to happen in the house. With a disabled child out of these orphan teenage and younger women. And basically, what ends up happening is eventually, throughout the movie, we find out that the Annabelle doll is the conduit, which we already knew from the previous films, and ties into the first Annabelle really well because it explains that this orphaned, unfortunate, special child who has a disability, can't walk all that well. The doll, with the soul of the deceased daughter from this older couple that took these children in, is actually holding the soul of their child, who is Annabelle. So, the conduit transforms the soul of their daughter into this orphaned child. And all hell breaks loose. The rest of the orphan children and the nun survive. The old couple do not. The orphan child who got possessed is nowhere to be found. Then we find that later in the movie that she is getting adopted by the Higgins, which are the older couple, that the grown-up version of Annabelle, because it took now Annabelle on, doesn't remember her or care for her original name. So, obviously, we see at the very end of the climax of the movie, the grown-up 20-something-year-old version slaughtering her adopted parents, which leads directly into Annabelle. Alright, well, like I said, this film takes too much victorious things because all it's really doing is trying to come up with a backstory that leads directly into the based on a real story event and based on real life events of the first Annabelle movie. But nothing in Annabelle creation actually happened. It was all a figment of imagination. But the film actually, it was not a bad watch. I have one more problem with the movie: the pacing. See, a lot of what we watched and what we really love about these Conjuring movies happens quite quickly in their 3 films. But it does not in this movie. And that was a little bit of a letdown. But overall, this film, once it starts getting into familiar territory, this film packs a punch and is very enjoyable. So like I said, I can't hate the movie because it actually is enjoyable. There's a lot of good stuff in the movie that I enjoy. Now let's go on to the quality. Yes, I suspected this was going to have a 1960s retro look to it, and it definitely does in the cinematography. The color temperatures are very, very, very neutral with the old Kodak, Gone to Wind type style coloring. So it kind of has that old Kodak Technicolor look. But yeah, basically that has that. I definitely have to say very good flawless quality. It's presented in 240 by 1, just like the previous 3 films. Seems to be a standard for his Conjuring movies. This is the second one to be presented in Dolby Atmos. And as you guys can see from the previous video I made before this one, showing off my theater, I don't actually have the ability to decode Dolby Atmos like I once did before. But that does not stop the quality of Dolby Atmos from really being a character in the sound experience of this of a movie in my entertainment environment. The sound is intense in this movie. The surrounds at some points in the film are a little overwhelming, and I actually remember that they were very overwhelming when I actually had the Dolby Atmos sound theater actually in this room. It was very overwhelming then. It just seems that whoever did the sound for this movie intended for it to be intense. because it's very intense on all levels and cylinders. No matter if you're playing it through a Dolby Atmos experience or you're playing it through a down-mixed Dolby True HD, while also having the intensity of the overall sound of the movie. It really packs a punch. Stereos are perfect, subwoofer is perfect, center TV speaker, mono center speaker, whatever you want to call it, it's perfect. The surround mixes are perfect. Especially if you have a system like mine. I didn't go into it, but I actually have a Yamaha YHT system, so it's top notch. Yeah, definitely good experience all in all. The Conjuring universe isn't all. Opinion is quite literally the scariest horror, suspense, thriller universe of the modern day world of cinema. It is really that good. And like I said, it really pushed up Time Warner and New Line Cinema to really make in your face, just let's push the envelope, let's shock the hell out of you direction. Because right around the same time that Annabelle Creation came out was just before the correct adaptation of Stephen King's It came out, which, in my opinion, is the scariest movie of 2017, and definitely one of the scariest movies of the past 10 years. It's quite way up there with the Conjuring films and Annabelle spin-offs. The next film I am looking forward to seeing would be The Nun, and that one I actually might see on the big screen. Or I might wait until it comes out on Blu-ray, because obviously I enjoy watching movies in here more than I go out to movie theaters. I prefer watching them here. I'll wait for the movie to come out. I usually do. But that's pretty much all there is to say about Annabelle Creation. Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? I have a neutral opinion of the film. I like the movie, but I don't. Do you like this video? Do you not like this video? Let me know. Comment below. As always, of your own choice, you can subscribe to this channel, share this video, give me a like, whatever you want. Well, I hope you enjoyed my review and my thoughts on Annabelle Creation. I will see you next time for a new franchise to review. It's first installment, but I have not quite figured out which franchise that is yet. I've gotten a lot of requests to do a lot of different franchises. And none of the requests that I got were for the Insidious franchise, so no, I'm not going to be reviewing the Insidious franchise next. I told you guys I would let you know by the duration of this video. So I am. No, I'm not. Another time. Well, that's all for now. I will see you guys next time. Have a good evening, or morning, or afternoon.